Hi friends, welcome back. Naji here. So in this video, we will be discussing on an interesting architecture, that is Medallion Architecture. So this is very useful in data engineering side. So first let's understand what is the traditional architecture, that is data lake and the ELT. Okay. So just understand what is a data lake. A centralized repository that stores all structured and unstructured data at any scale in its raw format. So that is what we call the data lake. And another common topic or common word that we hear is the ELT and the ETL. So in the ETL, it's actually called extract, transform and load. So the transformation is happening before loading. Okay, so here we can see that the first transformation is happening, then it will the load will happen. Then in the ELT, the reverse is happening. So first we will load, then the transformation will happen on demand. So in a data lake or in the traditional way, we are organizing data in three different stages. Okay, so one is the staging area. So this is a kind of a temporary storage. So we will delete the data like after the processing. Okay, so here what we will do? So we will do some kind of a data validations and we will do some transformation during ETL. Then after that we will have a data warehouse or ODS. And here in data warehouse, what actually happens is that we will convert that data into our business use case, okay, as our business need. So here we will do some kind of a close joins with the databases, and we will do a lot of process, and we will have some kind of a structured data will be there in the data warehouse. Then the third stage in the data mart, so which is a subset of data warehouse in which we will use this data for the final processing. Maybe it will be used for the machine learning algorithms or data analysis algorithms. Okay, so that is how the data lake works. Okay, now let's understand the Medallion architecture. So before going to the Medallion architecture, here we can see it is in this architecture it is very hard to get the transformed data, because here we will be deleting the data, and in the second layer, that is the data warehouse layer, here we will be actually converting the raw data into our business domain. Okay, so in that case it is we will lose the actual data. If something is happening in the future, if a new requirement is coming, so we have to do rework on all the data. So that is a challenge when we do the data lake architecture or data lake process. So that is why we have the new architecture, that is the Medallion architecture. So in the Medallion architecture, there are three different layers are there. One is we can call the bronze layer, and silver layer, and the gold layer. Okay, so it's a core principle that we can say it's an incremental data quality enhancement, clear boundaries between the processing stages, flexibility for various data models and use cases, strong foundation for data governance and the compliance. So these are the core principles that is followed in the Medallion architecture. So here we can see the bronze layer, it's a foundation layer. Okay, so this is the initial landing data. All the data will land into this particular layer. Okay. So here the key characteristics are like it's a raw format. So data will be keeping the raw format, and we will have some kind of a metadata enrichment will be there. So additional columns like date and time and process ID shall be added here. And the change data capture, the historical activities will be captured, and we will have a complete audit will be happen in the bronze layer. So in the bronze layer, we will have the core data will be available in the bronze layer. Okay, and then coming to the silver layer, so here what is actually happening is that we will do some kind of a transformation. So not like in the data lake, it's we are just doing the just enough processing will be happening. So for example, we will delete the duplicates of the data, and we will convert into the standard format, and the data validations will be happen like it's a quality and governance compliances, all those things will be happening. Then data confirming will happen, and also like data matching will happen. So these are the basic, just enough processing will happen, so that will not change the characteristics of our data. Okay, so that is the importance of this silver layer. And here we can see silver layer what not include. So here we can say we will not be doing any kind of a project specific calculations, we will not doing any extensive aggregations, and we will not be doing any complex joins or specific use cases, and over processed the intermediate file. So we will not do this kind of a thing. So this kind of a things will be happening in the traditional DWH and ODS process. So here we can see a small comparison between these two. So original schema with, if you look on the silver line, here we can see original schema with minimal transformation. But here we can see it's a really conversion will be happening with respect to that what we call the business use case. And yeah, so the processing, the just enough transformations only. Here we can see the most expensive calculations and joins will happen based on our business use cases. And flexibility, the silver layer is highly flexible, but the traditional DWH and ODS it is not flexible, like it is a kind of a rigid kind of a things based on our business use cases, because we are doing a lot of transformations with respect to our data. So when we come to the gold layer, so here what is happening is that it actually provide a consumption ready data optimized for the reporting or analytics. So in this layer only, like we are converting into the our business use cases. So here the key characteristics are, which is subject to specific is organized into the domain specific databases, and it is read optimized data models with minimal joins, and we will use the star schema, and it's a final transformation will happen in the gold layer. So these are the three distinct layers with respect to in the Medallion architecture. So if you look on this high level workflow, this I got from one of the tutorials. Here we can see we will getting data from different forms. We will get data as a batches, or we will getting data as a streams. So this is a raw data we will have, and all this data will be landing into the bronze layer. So here we will have a raw data integration. So after the raw data integration, we will move to the silver layer. So in the silver layer, as we discussed, we will have a filtered data will be filtered, cleaned up, and minimalistic transformations will be just enough transformation. That is they called. And we will be doing that in the silver layer. Then we will go to the gold layer, in which we will keep the aggregations, the business use cases, all those the data will be transferred into the based on a business use case in the golden layer. Then finally, this data will be consumption by Power BI or the machine learning models. So that is how this Medallion architecture work, and that is the advantage of using it. So I believe it's clear. Please do like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.